theme this year, Peace Through Service. And the second part will talk about how you will be able to use attraction and engagement to help accomplish all your club goals this year. So it's a new Rotary year with new leadership and a new Rotary theme. Yet the challenges that face us all as individuals and as Rotarians are as great as ever. Our incoming Rotary International President, Sakuji Tanaka, has chosen Peace Through Service as our 2012-13 theme. And whether on a small individual scale or a larger community scales, we as Rotarians do bring peace to individuals and communities with the service that we provide. And as President Tanaka has stated, when individuals do not have peace, peace will falter for not just themselves, but for their families and their communities. And to all of us, service above self is more than just a model. It's a way of life, one that will make any life richer and more meaningful. Putting service above self allows us to focus our energies on what is truly important. We put the common good above our own. We value the needs of others over our own desires. We think less about ourselves and more about what is best for everyone. And in this way, we help to build the foundation for a more peaceful world. And Rotary helps us to build peace in its most traditional sense. By reducing the causes of conflict, it builds the bridges of friendship and tolerance among people and nations. It helps us to understand one another. Through our Rotary service, we know that cooperation is more productive than conflict. We learn to value each other as human beings with our own human strengths and weaknesses. We know that every one of us has something to give and every one of us has something to teach. Because however we define peace, whatever peace means to us, we can bring it closer through our service. Service above self reminds us that none of us can live for ourselves alone. A life lived in isolation is empty and without joy. But when we live for others, when we focus on our role within our family, our community, and all humanity, then we begin to realize our own place in the world. And it changes how we understand the idea of peace. For most of us, the idea of peace, or idea of peace through service, does not involve any complicated philosophy. We're not philosophers, but business people. And over our years in business, we know in the end, to a successful business is through happy customers. In Rotary, our business is not profit. Our business is humanity. Our reward is not money, but the happiness and satisfaction of seeing a better, more peaceful world, one that we've achieved through our own desires. And I ask you in this Rotary year to put peace through service at the forefront of your Rotary work. I ask you to understand that peace, in all the ways that we can understand it, is a real goal and a realistic goal for Rotary. Peace is not something that can only be achieved through treaties, governments, or heroic struggles. It is something that we can find and achieve every day in many simple ways. And this is why Peace Through Service inspires us for the challenges ahead. The challenge of membership, both with the decline in numbers and the weakness in engagement, needs to be overcome. The challenge of supporting our own Rotary Foundation continues to need the support of all our members. And getting our message out is an ongoing challenge we must all be willing to promote. And in business and in life, in order to get where you want, you have to know where you are going. So in this Rotary year, I ask the District Rotarians to focus the energies of their clubs on the three priorities as outlined in the RI and District strategic plans. Support and strengthen your club's membership, focus and increase humanitarian service, and enhance the club's public image and awareness. Now let's talk about these different areas. So in supporting the strengthening the club's membership, Rotary clubs must satisfy its members' needs by centering their activities through the object of Rotary. And this year we will help the clubs in achieving this through two key areas. Helping clubs implement and update their strategic plan, and you have one, so we'll be helping you with updating that. And two, helping the clubs understand what the impact of a strong membership development and retention elements have on attracting an engaged membership. So where do we go with this? As I mentioned earlier, there's two items that can help you all. Now you've probably heard us talk about membership recruitment and membership retention, but we'll talk about it on a little bit bigger picture, and that is attraction and engagement, because that's really where we're trying to go with all of this. What's the attraction of belonging to this particular club, the Rotary Club of Dublin AM, as well as belonging to Rotary International? And then two, what are all the pieces that you can do to stay engaged? Because when you're engaged, you stay. If you no longer have engagement, you have a tendency to leave. So we'll talk about those pieces. Now, your club already has a strategic plan in place. We're asking the clubs to take a look through the various pieces of that to make sure you understand what your distinctive position is. And that's a piece that we're talking about this year. What makes your club unique and different from the other clubs, yet at the same time offers the value of being a Rotarian. So when we talk about